Representing East Nashville, biking and neighborhood activist, Mr. Kerry Rogers. Mr. Rogers, with your question, please.
Thank you, Bob. My question's very easy. In East Nashville and Inglewood, we have a racetrack that's called Gallatin Road. And it's very wide and it's straight, and a few drivers, not me, of course, speed and they crash, and occasionally, unfortunately, we have pedestrian fatalities. It's actually one of the most dangerous streets in the city. A few weeks ago, the Nashville Department of Transportation inaugurated a complete street down on 12 South. And I guess Councilman Sledge is to be congratulated for that. It has very wide sidewalks, it has separated bike lanes, it has really nice bus stops and crosswalks. And what I want to know is how soon in your administration will you make Gallatin Road look like 12 South?
Thank you, Mr. Rogers. Mr. Wiltshire.
Thank you for that question. And we need to look at all of the streets. Gallatin is certainly one of them, Nolensville Pike, Murfreesboro Pike. Each of these streets needs to be adapted to the people who live in that community, not just commuters coming up and down and racing, as you said, up and down those streets. We need to figure out better ways to get around our community. As the city grows and develops, we need to make sure that it remains an attractive, livable place. And part of that is figuring out our transit infrastructure. I think that certainly means on certain streets having more complete streets, having bike lanes. It also means making sure that we have sidewalks. There are over 4,000 miles of sidewalks currently on the plans, and we are not building anywhere near quickly enough to be able to connect our schools with the people who attend those schools and to connect neighborhoods with retail options. So it is a complete transit overlook that we have to address if we want Nashville to continue to be an attractive place to live.
Thank you, Mr. Wiltshire. Ms. Hurt.
I would absolutely agree that Gallatin Road needs to have those types of walk bikes, improvements. But the thing of it is that our planning department cannot address each and every one at the same time. There has to be a sense of accountability in order for these things to get done, and enforcement. That is the thing, as far as I'm concerned, is lacking. As Matt said, we've had sidewalks and other things that needed to be done in other communities, like the Jefferson Street community. So it depends on the leadership when those things happen and where they happen. So I think we have to make sure that we work directly with the planning department, put pressure on them to make sure that they're looking at the fatalities and the accidents that are happening and prioritize those areas that need it the most.
Thank you, Ms. Hurt. Mr. O'Connell.
Thanks, Kerry, and it's a critically important question. You probably know this. Last year was the deadliest year on record for pedestrians in Nashville. I was proud to partner with Councilmember Sledge on getting the transformed 12th Avenue South together as a complete street. And what does that mean? It means my constituents in Edge Hill are walking now more into the Gulchin and 12 South neighborhood. Why? Because the sidewalks they feel safer on. This is great for everybody. It keeps families safe. It keeps people moving around the city the way they choose to. We've got a wonderful strategic plan for sidewalks and bikeways, and I intend to resuscitate the Bicycle and Pedestrian Advisory Committee that this mayor dismantled. It's a critical path to reducing congestion, to increasing safety, to increasing mobility around the city, to active transportation. It turns into a public health benefit all over the city. I will absolutely be a mayor looking to transform our infrastructure to make it safer and healthier for all Nashvillians.
Thank you, Mr. O'Connell. Ms. Johnson.
Yeah, so in 2021, a council member put out a letter that basically reviewed what was going on with sidewalks and infrastructure. And the two things that stood out was we're not following the Walk Bike Nashville plan to political will to do anything about it. So in my first 90 days, Alana did this. I'm going to put in an executive order to stop all new construction. And during that time, we're going to go through the community plans and see what council members have been following their community plans and what council members have not been following it. And the ones that have not been following the plan, then we're going to hold hands and we're going to walk through and get it done. Because at the end of the day, you cannot change around plans just because a developer wants you to change it around. The people's voice comes first. They've spoken. This is the plan that they want, and this is the plan that they get. And so we need a mayor that's going to stick to the plan and ensure that it gets put in place.
Thank you, Ms. Johnson. Mr. Yarborough.
Carrie's question gets at one of the most important problems in our city. I think all of us know it. We all feel it. We know that the infrastructure and city services aren't keeping up with the pace of growth. It's just that simple. At the current pace, we would get to complete streets down all of our arteries sometime in the mid-22nd century, and that's not good enough for Nashville. We've got to really accelerate the path and pace with which we're building the sidewalks, the bike lanes, the traffic calming devices, signalization, and traffic calming that is pretty essential to making sure that people feel safe. I mean, we all know that public safety is critical, but you don't have public safety when you're seeing the doubling of pedestrian fatalities year after year. And so we've got to actually ensure enforcement, but more importantly, the design and investment to get the infrastructure up to snuff.
Thank you, Mr. Yarborough. Ms. Campbell.
You have hit on an issue that is near and dear to my heart. As the mayor of Oak Hill, I got a grant for a multimodal path down Franklin Pike. It was a very complicated thing, but inevitably, we do have federal resources. I serve on the Transportation Committee in the Senate, and we just passed a transportation bill that is larger than any bill that we've ever passed. Now is exactly the time when we need to be taking advantage of those resources to make sure that we're connecting Nashville, where you'll be walking along on a sidewalk or biking along on a path and it just ends. That's dangerous, and we know it's dangerous because we've seen so many fatalities this year. Walk Bike Nashville has a great plan. I passed a bill this year in the Senate to have the rest of the state follow Walk Bike Nashville's plan in terms of accounting for pedestrian and bicycle deaths, and I absolutely think this needs to be a top priority for my administration.
Thank you, Ms. Campbell. Ms. Rowley.
Sure. Thank you. I agree with other candidates and their concerns with our more than 400 pedestrian injuries and 49 deaths over the last year. I would, though, present that moving forward, a coalition of a number of transit groups has identified the #1 goal for the next mayor. The #1 goal is to be able to regionally quarterback with all 21 county mayors who have signed on to seek dedicated transit funding. A few years ago, you might have remembered we tried that under a different mayor and we failed. We failed because Nashville took a go-it-alone approach. So my unique place in this race as a former official in economic development regionally is the ability to actually quarterback that goal to secure the local funding that we need in order to leverage these federal funds that people are talking about. I'll stop.
Thank you, Ms. Rowley. Ms. Wilhoit.
Great question. I'm running on stronger neighborhoods. That's fact. Why? Because we need to have equity and parity in our neighborhoods that are under the same tax rate. You're talking about Gallatin Road. That is the USD. Guess what? We want the same type of thing in Southeast Davidson, but we can't get it. Why? You're paying the same tax rate, but you can't get it. As mayor, we're going to close that gap. And as mayor, I will close that gap and provide that economic parity that's missing under those districts of the tax rate. My fellow candidate here talked about Oak Hill. That's the GSD. Well, guess what? Over in Gallatin, they don't have it either, and that's the GSD, and they pay the same tax rate that you pay. That is economic parity that needs to be closed, and we should have the very same thing where we're paying the same tax rate as anyone else in another side of the county. We should have the same. I will make sure that happens.
Thank you, Ms. Wilhoit. Ms. Brooks.
I tell you, a tax rate that, one, the police can't afford to live here. As mayor in our administration, we're 200 plus officers short. Nobody's talking about that. Police officers, to get a good recruitment in, $70,000 a year to start, being able to live in the city that you serve and protect. I understand your question about Gallatin because I live in the Antioch area, Edmondson Pike area, where there used to be a lot, 3, 4 police patrol. Now we have none. Have a car accident, 45 minutes to get there. So in my administration, the first 100 days, working with Chief Drake to get a recruitment of police officers, working with the state, getting a budget with the state so that we can be safer in our neighborhoods. The number one answer to that question, we need more police officers. Police officers, $70,000 a year to start.
Thank you, Ms. Brooks. Mr. Gingrich.
The question of Gallatin Pike is such a great microcosm of all of the congestion, transit, and pedestrian safety issues we face, not just on our major thoroughfares, but in every neighborhood. The fact is that we have studied these issues multiple times, and those studies sit on the shelf gathering dust, and we've done very little about it. Look, I built a career not on studying issues, but getting things done. And we need to start to get things done in this area, and I would focus on 3 things. Pedestrian safety. We did have 49 deaths last year, which was up 25%. We need to get our sidewalks in, our dangerous intersections fixed, and traffic calming. Second, we have to get the basics right. That's traffic lights sync, road conditions in the right condition, bus frequency up, and as Alice said, 90% of our population growth in the last 5 years has been in the surrounding counties. We need a regional solution for transit.
Thank you, Mr. Gingrich, and thank you, candidates.